Rene, it was your first game in the dugout last night as head coach managing the football team. Tell us your thoughts on Spurs, not necessarily the result, which we're all disappointed with, but particularly the performance.
Yeah, I mean, looking from the result point of view, I can understand that everybody was disappointed, the players, including myself. But I took a lot of heart from that game and that performance. I think the club and the players recently have gone through tough times. But the way they reacted yesterday was immense and fantastic, and it creates a great platform for the up-and-coming games.
You've worked with the players for a few weeks now, obviously with Martin Jol being in the dugout as manager. What do you think changed last night? Because the performance was a marked difference from the performance at West Ham.
It was a surprise, to be fairly honest, the way that we did perform in the long run at West Ham. But I think really that first goal took the wind out of the sails. I really did. But and I still think that this reaction was coming, anyway. Now we were all waiting for it rather sooner than later. But when things like that happened, with Martin leaving the club and something has to change, and I really have not done anything magical with the players, as just making sure that reassure the confidence and say, listen, this is the time when you have to go back to basics. Look at yourself. Do not only play for the importance of the club, for the 3 points, but play for the importance of yourself, for your pride. But more than anything, play for the fans. Make sure that you show the fans that you care, that you want, the same atmosphere and the same sort of enthusiasm back in Craven Cottage as we know it for many, many years.
Craven Cottage last night was immense. The fans were incredible, and they really did create this fantastic atmosphere for the players to revel in. How much of a difference do you think that made, and how important is it that happens again on Sunday?
Massively. I cannot really describe how important it is, and I've been in the Premier League for a long time, as you know, with very important games where I know that fans have won games for teams, and I know that also in the past the fans of Fulham have won games for Fulham, and like I said, if they keep doing this, if they keep giving this support, I will 100% sure that the results will come back as well.
There were some great performances last night, individual performances, but also I think for me it was such a team performance. Every single player on the pitch was pulling together. It was great to watch. And again, it's sort of, whilst it's harder to take that it was a defeat, it sort of doesn't feel as bad this morning, because you can only grow from that and the positivity that came from that performance.
I totally agree. I mean, I walked off the pitch and I looked around, and it gave me such a warm feeling when walking off and looking around and seeing the fans standing there and applauding the team, and even the players were a little bit like, take it in. And I came into the dressing room, and like I said previously in previous weeks, it was really a bad place to be. And I quickly wanted to reassure the players. Let's say, listen, guys, yes, we are in the results business. We want to win. We want the points. We need the points. You can understand that. And we didn't get what we deserve, but we gained so much more. So much more. Individually, you restored your pride as being a professional football player for Fulham. But most important, you won the fans back. And that is going to be vital for us.
The table doesn't lie, so we are in a results business. Massive game again on Sunday, but it's at home, and that gives you a boost, I guess.
I always say, when you concede goals, the first question I will ask myself, the staff and the players, we need to look in the mirror and say, right, could we have done better? Could we have done better to avoid it? And I think looking at the goals, because football is built up in trends, the way that you score goals, the way that you concede goals, and if the trend is a trend that you should do things better, you need to work at it. You need to work at it hard on the training ground. Yesterday, especially the first goal, wasn't really one of those goals that you say, could we have done better? It was one of those balls that got cleared, it comes out of the box, he takes a swing at it, he hits it nicely struck.
A whiff of offside.
With a bit offside, and it suddenly it's in the back of the net. So that is a bit, typifies a little bit the situation Fulham is in. You know, but I'm very, very confident and strongly believe that at some point this has to turn. You know, and like in a normal walk of life, everybody endures some tough winters and really bad patches to say. But one thing you have to be aware of, winters always come to an end. You know, and you need to get through these difficult times to make sure you can enjoy the better ones, because they will be there. And like I said, I'm a strong believer in, if you work well, you know, if you work and you train well, that will eventually manifest itself in the game.
There's been a lot of speculation about Dimitar Berbatov. He looked like a player to me last night that really wanted to win a football match. He had an outstanding game. Any comment on that? Anything that you can tell us about his future here?
Sarah, you know, I can't tell you how pleased I am, honestly, because I've worked with Dimitar for so long, and like I said, I'm one of his biggest fans, and because I know what he can do. I witnessed it day in, day out, you know, on the training pitch at Manchester United, and you know, I had a good chat with him, a really good chat, and I will never stand in people's ambitions or whatever, but what we really talked about, and what I talked about, how I really felt about him as a player, and I wanted to know from him where he, you know, and most important thing for me is to focus on these upcoming games all the way up to January, no more. And that's what we discussed together, and I said to Dimitar, I says, believe me, I know what you're capable of doing, and it's my task to make sure that we can bring the best out of you, you know, but if you can lead the line the way that he did, he is an immense player that I think any manager would want in his team, and especially me.
We're all behind you. The fans are all behind you. We know there's a long way to go, but there were great signs last night, so good luck and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Sarah.